Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a new FBI crime report shows certain crimes nationwide trended downward, except for in states like Kentucky. And Breathitt County Emergency Management will be adding a new way to stay updated on emergencies in its area.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We're coming up on 5 o'clock this Wednesday morning, and today is September 25th. Hard to believe we're almost at that October mark. Let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your First Alert Weather Day forecast.
Good morning, Madison. Good morning, everyone. First Alert Weather Day here on WYMT, and it's because of the accumulation of rainfall starting yesterday with some of the stronger activity that moved across the region. And needless to say, when we start to add up the days with the amount of rain, we're going to see a good deal accumulate over the next several days. It's a low end, level 1 toward a level 2 in terms of excessive rainfall across the region as you make your way toward Dickinson, Wise, and Lee counties crossing the state line into Virginia. But needless to say, we'll keep an eye on the radar today. 64 outside our door right now here in Hazard. We're all pretty much in the 60s as we rock and roll through your Wednesday morning. Here's the satellite radar composite. To the north and west, things have lightened up. To the south and east of Hazard, this is where we have some of the showers, some steadier rain, some heavier bursts of rain as well. And as we head through today, we'll continue that theme, and it'll also feel humid. And when the action lightens up a bit this afternoon, we'll get up close to 75 for an afternoon high. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast in Helene coming up in this 5 o'clock hour. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. The FBI released its crime data for 2023 on Monday. While the nation saw significant decreases in certain crimes, Kentucky actually saw the opposite. Alyssa Williams spoke with law enforcement to learn more about why this could be.
On Monday, the FBI reported data on over 14 million criminal offenses for 2023 through their Uniform Crime Reporting Program. More than 16,000 state, county, city, and other agencies across the nation took part. And while nationally certain crimes decreased, Kentucky saw the opposite.
We want to caution people right now more than ever. People need to be aware of their surroundings, taking that additional step, knowing where they're at and what's going on around them.
Those crime stats show that from 2022 to 2023, property crime, larceny, theft, motor vehicle theft, aggravated assault, and all violent crimes went up in Kentucky. However, those numbers are still not as high as they were at the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Kentucky State Police Trooper Matt Gayhart and Nicholasville Assistant Police Chief Matt Marshall say a lot of these crimes stem from the same thing.
The violent crime that we see in Kentucky, generally, it can be contributed to the drug epidemic that we have and still face here, especially in eastern Kentucky.
For a community our size, you're going to have a fairly steady number of thefts. And again, my speculation is that is to support what is undoubtedly a narcotics habit.
And Gayhart says staffing shortages in agencies across the Commonwealth isn't helping.
With less law enforcement patrolling and actively out patrolling the streets, there's more probability or possibility for crimes like that to take place. We're in dark days right now, but we just keep moving forward and pressing forward, and we're going to come out on the other side.
Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
Gayhart says he's hopeful those crime numbers will trend downward, but until then, he says everyone should remain vigilant, and if you see any crimes happening in your community, report them. In southern Kentucky, Adair County is in a leadership crisis as government dysfunction deepens. Tensions between County Judge Executive Larry Russell Bryant and fiscal court magistrates led to multiple resignations. In recent weeks, Emergency Management Director Mike Keltner and 2 deputies stepped down. Following the resignations of Sheriff Josh Brockman and Coroner Roger Huckabee, many resigning officials cite a toxic work environment. Calls for Bryant's resignation are increasing, backed by a petition with more than 700 signatures.
I'm a pro-progress person, and these magistrates, they evidently are not. They don't see the importance of preparing our county for the future.
Magistrate Daryl Flatt is exploring legal action to potentially remove Bryant from office. Breathitt County officials are implementing a new system that will send alerts in an emergency. Emergency Management Director Dylan Baker says it will send text calls and emails to people's phones. He says it is an effort to be better prepared when those emergency situations happen, such as severe weather.
We've implemented a new software, a new system that will allow us to notify and push information out to the general public if need be. Not necessarily critical alerts like what you may see from state and federal levels, but just basic information that the public needs to know.
Baker says other counties saw success in similar systems, adding the alerts will be sent on behalf of local officials and not at state and federal levels. Pikeville Medical Center is working to bridge the gap between the high schools and the hospital. The hospital hosted an event on Tuesday devoted to showcasing some of its jobs, programs, and partners, hoping to get students interested in some of the potential careers here in the mountains. From nursing to law enforcement, the event gave high school seniors from every school a chance to look at and learn about the many different jobs. Hearing from guest speaker Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman as part of the hospital's mission to be the bridge for the next generation of workers.
They have a workforce in waiting, and so they are really working on collaborating and making sure that they can provide the students with every opportunity that's possible in this community and really open doors for them.
The program also provided a look at some of the current employees at the hospital who graduated from one of the Pike County schools. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Just ahead this week, money talks on the campaign trail as both candidates begin to make big economic promises.
And we continue to track an active radar on this Wednesday morning. How does the aerial coverage play out for today? We'll let you know. Your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast is coming up right after this.